Hey guys, I'm Roger Wakefield, lead AP, the expert plumber, coming to you on YouTube Live. Happy Monday. If you've never been here before, you may want to hang around and watch. If you're catching this on a replay and you're looking for a video, you may get great information here. We go live every Monday. We talk about getting into the trades, getting better at the trades, actually how to start your own trades company, and how to use social media to grow your business. So if you've never been here before, we talk about all things plumbing. Whether you're an apprentice, you want to be, or you just want to get better at what you do. Anyway, I hope you have found it. I hope you like it. And I hope you hang around and see what's going on. I'm going to jump into the chat here, but I do want to say there is and I'm not sure it's there yet, but normally we've got a link on top of the forum to let you ask questions. If you'll go to that link, go over to the forum, fill it out, ask your questions. Those are the questions that I guarantee that I'll get to. Now, we're probably going to go a little bit shorter today. Don't know if you can hear it in my voice. Man, I was out in San Antonio last week. Busy week, crazy week. I was yelling at the TV yesterday during the Masters, rooting for Justin Spieth and trying to do everything I could to help him win. But I want to jump into the chat real quick and say, and I can't even pronounce that first one. Non-existent. Well, I hope I got that right. We are still alive. Steve Harloa, how we doing, brother? Good to have you in here. I hope everything's going well. We got Nesto. We got Seabart back in the house. Good to have you, brother. Yeah, hello to the Tuber Turds. And my brother from another mother, Sean Strong, how are you doing? Man, I don't know which one you calling the boss man, but I hope he's here. Ooh, that's fun. Sean says he's headed to a laundry and floor drain blockage. Those are always tons of fun. All right, let me see. Happy Monday, plumbing family, from Mr. Virgil Hatfield. Good to have you in here. Yeah, the counter, man, you gotta love it. Blake Drury says, hey, how's it going, Roger and the crew? Things are going great. Blake, good to see you in here. Glad you're here as always. Good to have you. And first time here, LOL, this week. Yeah, I know. Good to see you in here. It's my first time here this week too, so we're on the same page. And you know what, man, why would you dislike? Come on. And he's kidding. Let me scroll through here. Ben Selleck, how are we doing? Good to see you in here. Dallas Plumbing Systems from Barstow, California. Good to have you in here. And Steve says aloha, so I guess you can figure out where he's at. And Steve, it's really funny. The founder of Meter Dog was actually in San Antonio last week, so got to meet up with him, hang out with him. Those of y'all that know me know that Meter Dog is this product right back here, right there over my right shoulder. That's the remote leak detection system. I've got a great video on about it. If it's something you want to learn about, man, jump on in there. I know. Amber says, oh no, your voice. It is crazy. And I don't see a link in here to the forum yet. So Liz, if you're in here, it's pinned to the top. Okay, good deal. I don't see it. So, and I'm in the StreamYard chat, so that may be why. I'm gonna scroll back down here. Insanely Bad Grammar says we have a reverse osmosis filter that keeps making a lot of noise. We do. We got some feedback in the forum now, so I know it's working. We have reverse osmosis filter that keeps making a lot of noise. There are no water leaks, but it does not stop making noise. Any suggestion? Insanely Bad Gamer, number one, I'd ask you, what kind of a noise is it? Is it air bubbles? I mean, man, it is really hard to say. I've built some big RO systems. I mean, like big enough to fill a room, but man, I don't remember them ever making noises except for maybe the pump or something. So not sure what I would tell you there. Jonathan Wheeler says, good afternoon. How are you? I know. Boy, and it's the truth. Hope the other tuber turds of the world are doing well. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can hear it in my voice, but man, it's tough. And the longer today's gone on, the longer it's been to communicate. So it can get tough. Brian Anderson says, I have open-or pecs in my house just installed, still open framing. Whenever I run hot water, the pipe creaks and pops where every talent is. Any recommendations on stopping that? The only time it should really creak and pop is if it's installed where it's really, really tight, meaning the plumber didn't allow enough room, because it's going to expand a little bit. And look, we still get that same popping with copper. So, I understand. I know that it does happen. The thing is, I hate to see that it happens that way, but it does. The only other thing that I would tell you is I hope that they oversize the open or, because, well, an open or is a little bit better because they've got full size fittings. And a lot of time when people put in pecs, I really start worrying about them just putting in half inch for half inch or 3/4 for 3/4. They tend to undersize the systems and they get stuck, or that they get a low flow. Case Reed says, what is the start out helper apprentice pay with no schooling? Probably you can probably get $12 to $15 an hour somewhere. That's normally going to be pretty close. You may be able to do a little bit better than that. You may get a little less, but that's that's about the ballpark range. Here in the Dallas area, if you join the union right now, I think starting pay is about $17 an hour, but you've also got to go to school 2 nights a week. Anyway, it's the union. There's a lot of things you got to do there. Nothing bad about it. Just a lot of things you got to do. Kirkland Manning, how are you? Good to have you in here. Yes, there it is. If you have a question, man, that is where you go. Guys, if you have not done it yet, number one, if you like what we do, give us a thumbs up. If you like what we do on these videos, subscribe and ring the bell. That way you don't miss out on anything. It lets YouTube know that you like what you see. It lets YouTube know that what we're doing something good, hopefully. And that right there is what it's all about. So anyway, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hopefully you will ring the bell. What else in the chat? Let me get down there. T. Abraham says, hey, boss, I want to move to Texas. I live in Canada. I am a plumber. I want to pursue plumbing. I am a plumber. I want to pursue plumbing. If you're already a plumber and you're wanting to move to Texas, T. Abraham, I would contact the Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners. Tell them which license you have. I don't know if you've got a red card or what it is you've got, but contact the Texas State Board. Let them know what you've got. Let them know what you're wanting to do. They're going to ask you for your experience, proof of experience, things like that. But it's really pretty easy to do. Dang, what kind of question did Sean Strong ask? I'm not sure what this one is for, but Sean, man, you never know. There you go. Adam Stockton needs something to do. You know what, man, Sean, I've got water. Man, I thought I brought my cough drops in here. I got a couple in here. I was actually taking these earlier, trying to make my throat better, and really doesn't help very much. There you go. Poop Talk Rocks. Monday Fun Day. Poop Talk Rocks. You got to love it. That would come from Amber. Dylan Sanchez says, Delta monitor cartridge in Lubbock. Rust. Yeah, you got to love it. Here we go. It's Dutch. Says, hey, Roger from Australia here. What are your thoughts on the pipe system rehaul? You know what? I've never used it. I can do research on it. Don't know anything about it. I don't think it's anything that a lot of people over here in the United States are using right now, but anything is possible. So, I will definitely check it out. And I'm normally pretty good because I try to study tools, materials, and equipment every day. What's new, what's coming, how are things like that. That's one I've heard the name somewhere. I really don't remember anything about it as such. And you know what, Blake Drury, things are going well. Can't complain at all. I was actually in San Antonio last week. Those of y'all that saw me saw that I was at the San Antonio Convention Center. down there with plumbers, electricians, roofers, and HVAC techs, learning things to help me grow my business. And I got to tell you, it was pretty cool being there. It was really neat getting in there and getting to learn, getting to communicate and network with other tradespeople. And I got to tell you, I love it. And I like this. Roberto Lopez says, I was a chef for 12 years. Now I'm 30 and been an apprentice plumber for 3 months. Any tips? Roberto, what I'll tell you is, and I tell people this all the time, my YouTube channel, go in and look at the videos, becoming a good apprentice, getting into the trade, stuff like that. Look at the beginning and learn those. The things that you're going to learn are, to listen to your mentor, listen to the plumber that's teaching you. It'll help you a lot. Listen, pay attention, follow direction. One big thing is never ask the same question twice. Meaning if you're going to take time to ask the question, if your journeyman's going to take time to teach you, make sure you take time to learn it. That is huge. All right. There you go. Seabart says only electricians dislike. Man, isn't that the truth? Oh, I like this. Josh Esparza says, hey, Roger, I'm a new subscriber. Just received my apprentice license. Congratulations. Man, I got to tell you, that's a big deal. And it really is. And Josh, I don't think it really matters. If you've got your apprentice number there with you, put it down in there, because there's a lot of apprentices that are registered in Texas. All of them aren't going to go on and become tradesmen. I think it's a great thing. I think it's something they should all do. But man, if you've got it, put your number in there, just because I'm curious as to how big the number is and what it looks like. And I like this because Alex D says right here, is 29 too old to begin a plumbing apprenticeship? No, it's not. Not at all. As a matter of fact, I know a lot of people that get into the trades even much later than that. Man, it's never too late. Think about it. At the age of 31 to 33, you could be a tradesman or a journeyman and really making a good living. Over the next couple of 3 years, you could learn what you need to get your master's license, maybe 4 if you don't go through a DOL program, different things like that. So what you got? I sure can. Apparently I'm assuming it's ISO problems. Looks a little bright. Oh, is that it? Okay, we were working on it. No, we always work on everything. And yes, Amber filled me up again. I'll tell you what, I've had a couple of these to drink today, doing everything that I can, trying to stay hydrated, trying to get my voice where it's not near as raspy. It's not working very well. And Seabart 1987 says, Alex D, it's never too old. And it's true. When I was in the instructor training program, when I was teaching at the union, literally we had a 55-year-old apprentice, and the guy was really pretty good. So, you're never too old. It's up to you if you think you can do it. And if you think you can, chances are you're probably right. Vic from the UK says, hey, Roger, watched last week under your son's account. Vic, good to have you in here. Thank you so much. And this is cool. Jorge Garcia says, hey, Roger, just want you to know that today was my first day of my plumbing apprenticeship, and it was cool. Jorge, number one, congratulations. Man, I hope you stick with it, because you're going to have great days, but you're going to have bad days too. They are what they are. Make the most of the good days. You will enjoy them. And man, Steve Arloa says it's never too late to start. It is a lot of fun. Okay, Insanely Bad Grammar says it sounds like air. Very well could be. You might check, see if there's a high point vent to bleed air out of. Anything at all like that, it can be crazy. And there you go. Saltine Cracker says if you use it constantly, it's constantly filtering water. And that may be the thing. Does it only make noise when it is running? Grimes Fines, I believe, right here in Plano, Texas, if I'm not mistaken. Grimes, where are you located? Let me know. And look here, we have Mr. Neil C., the Urban Explorer in the house. Buddy, we are doing good. Don't know if you can hear it. My throat's a little raspy. It's a long week in San Antonio, and man, it feels like I had a longer weekend once I got home. So it's kind of been crazy. And Alex D says, no, today was my first day and something. And I'm sure it'll get down in there. But no, this is a good one because I'm not sure. Case Reed says, what's a helper apprentice starting pay in Georgia without schooling? What or about do you think starting pay would be? And there's so many different ways to look at it. I would truthfully say that $12 to $15 an hour is probably the lowest starting pay that I would offer any apprentice. Now, if I get some in that have some experience, I may take them anywhere from 15 to 17, somewhere around in there. But 12 to 15 would probably be a good start. And Jorge says he's 28. There you go. Mr. Neil, thank you so much. And guys, I don't know if y'all have ever seen Neil's channel, The Urban Explorer. Neil talks about living in a van, and man, he makes some of the coolest thumbnails and the coolest videos. I love what he does. Brother, it is good to have you in here. And yeah, you know, man, if you love what you're seeing, he's right. Hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, and whatever you do, make sure you subscribe. There you go. That is fantastic. Yeah, Amber's the boss. She makes sure I do everything right, so it's great. Thank God the boss pulled in to take over home in 20 minutes. There you go. Delta shower cartridge in Lubbock equals about an hour. That sounds about right. By the time you shut everything down, drain it down, swap it out, put it all back together and test it, that's probably right. You know, the question is, and let me ask you this, because Dylan Sanchez, I'm not sure what kind of company you're with, what kind of things y'all do. Do you come in and build relationships? Do you communicate with your customers? Do you get to know them? Do you get to know what their problems are? Do you get to know about their family? Do you get to know about things like that? And I'm asking because with me being in training all last week, a lot of that's fresh on my mind. So it's stuff I look at. 10-4, brother. Alex D says, thanks for the answers. I'm taking union apprenticeship test in September. Good for you. Make sure I get that. Knockdown T-Dog says, hey, Roger, I'm a top out plumber. It's your second month in. What brand toolkits do you recommend? You know, I'll ask everybody who in here who's a plumber, because I know there's a few in here. What brand tools do y'all recommend? I love Milwaukee. I love Rigid. I love DeWalt. And I use all three of them. I've got to tell you, for another tool bag for my go bag, the Raptor tools, man, I love the little crescent wrench I got because it's got the big wide jaws on it. I got to tell you, man, I love that. Yeah, Sean Strong says his dream van looks good. Isn't that cool? And Neil, I think that's the one that I saw the thumbnails where you're doing the ABs. I got to tell you, man, you're doing some great work over there. I love getting over and watching it. Parker P says, my dad wants to clean out the water heater, but how do you do it exactly? We've got a video on our channel. You know, you can just go up the top, put videos, and when you get the magnifying glass to search, go in and check flushing a water heater or electric water heater. I don't remember which one it's under. Literally, you're going to hook up a drain hose and open up the valve on the bottom and let it flush. I don't turn them off. I don't drain them down completely. I like flushing it with that water in there. That way it stirs it up, it gets it heavy, and it pushes everything out and works pretty well. You are welcome. Saltine Cracker says he apprenticed without experience over 17 years ago and only got minimum wage. Look, that's all that they were paying when I got in. It was minimum wage. I was able to get like 50 cents an hour more, not much. And back then, I think minimum wage was like 375, maybe 425. I think I started either 450 or 475. And that's been 40 years ago. So it's been a while. Absolutely. All right, guys, I'm going to jump over into the forum for just a little bit. If you've got questions that you want to guarantee they answer, please jump over into the forum. I'm going to scroll up just a little bit here so I know right where I'm at. Take that off. And since Mr. Sean is in here, that's the link to the subreddit. If you want to see any of your plumbing pictures, your plumbing videos, anything at all like that in our YouTube videos, do me a favor. Get over there, post it, leave some comments. Let us know what it is, where you saw it. Did you do it? Did somebody else do it? Kind of see what goes on, and we will figure it out from there. Over in the forum, Parker says, what are some of your stories of the biggest jobs you had to do? Like a giant clogged pipe or some sort of problem that took you forever to locate, or where you had to call in a lot of people to help you? I've worked on two of the biggest jobs, really, really cool jobs. I'll tell you about the biggest and the coolest. The biggest job is 2,000 or 2 million square foot county hospital, the new Parkland Hospital. I got to work on that. And I was the quality control manager, so it was really neat. It was actually a joint venture with Brand Engineering and, man, why can't I think of it? Anyway, it'll come back to me here in just a second. DSI. Cool thing is we created a joint venture called Community Healthcare Professionals. I am a lead AP. I am a master med gas plumber. So that's why they wanted me on that project. That's one of the biggest. One of the coolest is Great Wolf Lodge in Grapevine. I was over the indoor water park and probably had about 30 or 40 guys out there at one time. It was really cool. Burying 16-inch CPVC underground, and you bury it on layers. That way you don't cross any other lines or hit them when you are going over them. Pretty freaking cool. So, Parker, I hope that helps you. As a residential service plumber, it's just, anytime you run into a problem and you need help, slab leak, leak detection, stuff like that, you call in whoever you can. Next question in the forum. Abraham says, I want to move from Canada to Texas. I'm a plumber. Yeah, contact the Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners, TSBPE. Contact them, let them know what licensing you have, what kind of experience you have, where you're wanting to move. As long as it's Texas, they can tell you what all you need to do. Texas actually has a very easy to get provisional license, meaning if you're licensed in Canada and you can prove it, they'll give you a provisional license here and they'll get you scheduled for an exam. But the way they work it, your provisional license is for 6 months. Once you get it, they schedule you a test. You've got a test within that 6 months and you have to pass. If you don't pass, you lose your provisional and you go back to an apprentice until you get it rescheduled and take it again. Ben Selleck says, what's your opinion on magnetic central heating filter? Thank you. Love your channel and videos. Ben, thank you. I've never dealt with the magnetic filters, so I don't know much about them. I do like, for indoor air quality, the UV lights, and I've seen those before, and those are actually pretty cool. I've used UV before out at Texas Instruments for high quality water purification, and I think it's really pretty cool. No idea about the magnetic central heating filter. That's one I'll check out, though. Thank you. Mr. Burt says, not exactly an important question, just a fun one. I'm wondering what is the worst, most annoying plumbing job you have ever had to do? A nightmare kind of job. Also love your content. Thank you very much. The good thing is I've only really had one horrible bad job in my life that was so bad that I wouldn't do it. And it was a stopped up toilet that I swear people used for about 2 weeks after it was stopped up. And I was just like, look, I'm not doing this. Now, that was probably 30, 35 years ago. I've learned a lot since then and I would do things different. But that was the worst. Annoying plumbing jobs as a slab leak specialist and at Texas Green Plumbing, we are literally big problems that we run into are you'll find a line that you can't test both ends accurately. You can't block it off. So you can't guarantee people that once you come in and fix this section, that there's not going to be anything else. And those are annoying because we hate having to tell a customer, hey, look, it's going to be this many thousands of dollars to fix this pipe. And if it doesn't get better, or if that doesn't fix it, it may be $10,000 or $20,000 more. That's a tough thing to sell to a customer. But unfortunately, sometimes you have to because of the way it is, and there's nothing you can do about it. Scotty Knight says, I had someone plumb my new construction that only used sanitary teas. I just found out this was incorrect. Will this cause issues down the road? It depends on where they used them. If they laid them on their back, it could lead to problems. Sanitary teas stand up. Combinations lay down and turn on their side. So if they laid them down, if they did something like that, it could be a problem. Not always, but it can be. So I need to know more about that. Vic Mitchum says, Roger, what do you like better, new house construction or service on older houses? I love service. Service is what we specialize in that really has been good for us. It's helped us. And when we focus on service, it's giving us something that we can do to grow really well and do things right. So what I like about service is you get in, you take care of things, and you kind of do what needs to be done. Your left arm's in the, there you go. I guess we're still having problems. On 2 now. I saw on 2 is dark. If you want to bring 1 down a little bit. That's on 2 is real dark. You can bring it down 1 more. Perfect. So as you see, tech happens. We are having fun. Remember, guys, if you've got any questions, please jump over to the forum, put them in over there. The next one is, or I want to go back to this for Big Mitchum. Here's the thing is, the problem with construction is even as a small plumber doing residential, your pay is out 30, 60, 90 days. As a residential service company, you get paid today, meaning when my guys go out and do a job, we should collect money that day and get it in the bank. That makes it a lot easier to get into service. You don't have to finance 36. I mean, think about it. If you're a commercial company or a construction company, basically what you pay your guys this month and next month is coming out of your pocket before you collect for that work. So you've got to look at it that way. It's not a good way to do it for me. I really don't like that. It's something that can be done, but it's not really the way I would prefer to do it. Those of y'all that see this down here, the link to the TikTok, guys, Man, watch what we're doing over there. It's funny. I have people come up to me all the time and say, "Oh my gosh, look, I follow you on YouTube or I love your videos." This last week in San Antonio, I actually had a guy come up and say, "Hey, I love what you're doing on TikTok." And I'm like, "Wait, TikTok? I normally hear that about YouTube." He said, "No, no, no." He says, "I don't do YouTube." He said, "But I really do like what you're doing on TikTok." So I just wanted to put that up in there. All right. Next question over in the forum says, "Hello, Roger. Nick Martin, how are you? Thank you. Good to have you in here." Ms. Twin says, "What's your favorite food?" Probably pizza. I don't know why. It just, man, that's when I get crazy. All right. This one here, Don says he's got a Taco pump that is leaking where it's connected to the water heater. Don't know what to do to fix it. It's not plugged in, but a previous plumber we hired said to keep it unplugged to save water for some reason. I don't know what to do. That could go a lot of different ways, Don. I would say check the connections. Are they connections you can take apart? Check the washers. Check Teflon tape. Whatever. I don't know what kind of connection it is, but I would want to look at that. I don't know why the plumber would tell you to turn it off unless it's not circulating or unless it's valved off. That could burn it up, but it's just something that I would want to look at. Back over in the forum, Christian Flores says, I'm in college, but don't want to drop. I'm in college, but don't want to drop out. I want to be a residential plumber. I'm planning to change my major into business management so I can one day run my own plumbing company. Good for you. I'm telling y'all guys, and I've been saying this for a while. I really think that in the next probably 5 years, plumbers are going to be making about $100 an hour on the check just because of supply and demand. There's less people getting in the trades and more people getting out. So it really is crazy. There we go. Steve says, Alex D, that's awesome. Good for you. Wish you the best. Man, it is great. And this is a good one. Jimbo says, I've heard rumors of water heater shortage. Has anyone else heard these same? Yeah. Not just water heaters. Here's what all we're running to. Number one, the COVID has got it where the price of steel has gone up. We're having problems importing steel from China and things like that. But the other problem is a lot of the resins that they make plastics and stuff like that with are actually made in Texas. And with the freeze that we went through, we lost a lot of product. So, Jimbo, I'm going to tell you, yeah, water heater prices have gone way, way up. And man, my thing just jumped on me. So I'll have to scroll back up till I find it. I'll just scroll up that way. The thing is, man, I got to get busy. I got super chats in here. Anyway, yeah, we're running into shortages on water heaters, on piping, on fittings, plastics, and it's because of steel and different things. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'll jump down here real quick. I want to say hello to Maltz99. Good to have you in here. Thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. It says, hey, Roger, always like your Q&A. My question is, do you prefer True Blue, T+2, Monster Teflon tape, or a combination of dope and tape? I normally use True Blue alone. What's your go-to? And this is a good one because I love putting on Teflon tape first. And I actually use the True Blue Teflon also, the Monster or something like that. Then I like dope on top of it. And I learned this from an engineer out at Texas Instruments, a guy named Bob Reynolds, really good guy, one of the smartest engineers I've ever worked with. And that's the way he wanted things done. So, man, since that's how he wanted it done, that's what we've done and always did it that way. Mr. Nick Martin in the house. Good to have you here, brother. I hope everything's going well. And it looks like, yeah, looks like Nick, if you're my Nick Martin from Tennessee, let me know. Great guy. Got to hang out and talk with him last week. Man, really trains his plumbers well, if it's the same Nick Martin. And I say that because he had so many plumbers on the champion scoreboard, top salespeople, just, I mean, really a lot of cool people. Look at this. Got to Learn is in the house. I love that. Good to have you in here. Look, if you're a plumber and you're in here and you have not checked out Got to Learn, you really need to. Great content, great videos. And I've been talking to him about doing a collab. So maybe that'll happen here before we know it. GBJR says, just a $5 super chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So I'm going to scroll back up and jump back through here real quick. Nick says Milwaukee Fuel 18-volt. Man, I love those. You know, and Tyler Chandler, you're kind of like me. Milwaukee, Rigid, DeWalt. I use all three of them. I like them. Man, the good thing is, and it's funny because Julie and I did a video earlier where we talked about name brand, and we recommend name brand product to our customers. We always send them over to Ferguson.com, say, look, pick out what you want. Faucet, whatever it is, pick it out. But also the tools that we use. You know, the neat thing about it is I'm not stuck to either one of them. I think Milwaukee, Rigid, and DeWalt are probably three of the best tool manufacturers for the trades. And man, I love it. And of course, Vic says I like Ryobi. That's pretty funny. Black & Decker. Now, you know what? I've used Black & Decker for years. Maltz 99 says Malpex for channel locks. You know, I've reached out to them. I'm wanting to try a bunch of those and just play with them and see what happens. And Steve Arloa says Rigid, Milwaukee, and channel lock brands. So tell me that while y'all are in here. What are the brands that you use? What is your go-to? And since we've got a video coming out Wednesday for Ferguson here, what are the name brand products that you recommend? Me, Mullen, Kohler, American Standard, Pfister. Man, we did a video. There's a cool thing Pfister's doing. They've got a faucet, a kitchen faucet you can literally install in under 1 minute. I'm going to say under 1 minute. I've seen it done in under 1 minute. The contest is, can you do it in under 100 seconds? And man, they're giving away cash prizes. So go check it out. Check it out over on my Instagram. Also, the video that I put up a week ago today. Check it out and see what you think. All right. GBJR says, hey, Roger, this is Gary with Shellback Plumbing in California. Sent you an email. Man, I don't remember that I got it. Not sure when you sent it, but I have been in San Antonio, Texas all last week. Spent the week before getting ready for it. So if it was recently, that may be why I don't remember seeing it. Sean Strong says, blockage broke free. Now we run water and clear the sludge. Amen. Sean, do you always run a camera after every stopped up drain? Just checking. Says, hey, Roger, quick question. I replaced the drain on my tub. Now the bathtub is leaking. Any ideas on what to check? Well, first of all, if you replaced the drain on the tub, I would look, did you get to where you can see under it and behind it or anything like that? You've got to figure out where it's leaking from. And that's not always easy to do. M Long 30 says, what are the best toilets to buy today? You know, I've got to tell you, for toilets, I like Kohler, I like Toto, I like American Standard. Man, there's a lot of good ones out there. Got to Learn says, Roger, we're climbing up the subscriber ladder at the same speed. Man, we have literally been going just like this. It's been funny. I think it is, man, it's so cool. It really is. And look, like I said, I love your content, love what you do. I think a collaboration between you and I would be cool. Anybody in here that watches Got to Learn, if y'all seen what he does, check it out. Subscribe to it. Another good plumbing channel. And like I said, if you think a collaboration would be good between the two of us, leave a comment down here and let me know. All right. Neil says he doesn't believe they have Black & Decker. I don't think they get Black & Decker in the States. Oh, we do. Black & Decker's been around here for a long time. All the cordless tools are great, but Milwaukee makes the best batteries, which makes the difference. And it's a huge difference. Man, me and Steve are low about the same pace right there. Okay, so here's a good deal. I want to get into plumbing, residential remodel and repair. What are good plumbing books? And Nick, what I'm going to tell you is, look, you've got to learn in here. You've got me in here. You've got videos out here that you can watch and learn a lot of different things. As for residential remodel and repair, I don't know that there are a lot of great books out there. What I would tell you is, the code, the study guide, the illustrated study guide, those are things to watch and learn, because you're going to learn the right way to do things. And I think that is so big. Parker P says, my dad appreciates your help. Man, I appreciate y'all coming in. I really do. Starting work experience as a plumber in September and can't wait. Any tips? Patrick, this is the same thing I talked about just a second ago. You've got to learn in here. You've got me in here. Man, here's the deal. Watch and learn. And learn the right way to do things. Learn tips, learn tricks, learn what it's supposed to look like. It will help you out so much, and you'll be so far ahead whenever you get in there. Thomas Smith, how we doing? Nick Martin, good to have you in here. Again, Nick, if you're my brother from Tennessee, just curious. Parker P made the first question. You got to love it. And there we go. I'm going to jump back over into the forum. See, Neil, man, you reminded me. I love it. Next one here. Next question is from John Lees. Says, I live in Florida, 1/2-inch CPVC in the attic, remodeling kitchen, and want to switch that part to PEX. Do I need to upsize PEX to 3/4? Do I up 1/2-inch CPVC to 3/4 and then adapt it to PEX? Can't find an 1.5-inch CPVC to 3/4 PEX. You may have to up it to a threaded adapter. Anytime people put in PEX, I always tell them to upsize. If you look at the size of the fitting and compare a 3/4-inch PEX fitting to a 3/4-inch copper fitting, you're going to see how big the delta is. And it creates flow restriction. And, the thing is, people get in, they say, look, I don't have as much pressure in my shower. You've got as much pressure, and we can do a pressure test and prove that. The problem is when you get in there, and literally we'll go straight to the water heater, and you'll see valves, 90s, all kinds of crazy things like that. But the funny thing about it is, once we go through and upsize all that, and we'll normally upsize the entire water heater connections all the way to where we can either get to the wall, and we've even gone up into the wall before. Customers like, look, I want you to go as far as you can. So once we upsize it, it actually changes the amount of volume that they have. And it really is a big difference. Lucas Boyd says, you are the best. I'm just one of many. But Lucas, I really do appreciate that. Jorge Creech says, hey, Roger, love your videos. I'm a part of service plumbing division for a small company in Tampa, Florida. Any tips on how to sell jobs, how to get more job opportunities? Thank you very much. Thank you. Here's the deal. Are you just trying to sell jobs? Are you trying to sell the value of the job? If you let people know why things are more expensive, it'll help you out. Are you building relations by communicating? Communication is the biggest thing tradespeople can learn and do to get better. Learn how to communicate with their customers. Learn how to listen to their customers, and listen to repeat. And I know that sounds weird, but if you're talking to a customer, are you listening so close that you can repeat what they say? Because when a customer tells me about a problem, I want to be able to look at them and say, okay, what I'm gathering from listening to you is you've got a leak. You've never seen problems over here, but you notice a lot of times when, too many things are turned on, you really lose pressure at this one place. What kind of things are they telling you that you're not listening to because you're already jumping to the conclusion? You want to make sure that you listen as much as you can. Kurt says, Sean, where at? I've tried to use the universal replacement from Home Depot and it wouldn't catch enough even while I adjusted. Once antenna. Liz, will you step out there and remind them we're live in here, please? Once this antenna says, hi, Roger, just installed a Halo 5 filtration system last week. I'm going to call my customer this week and get his feedback. You know, tell me what's wrong with it. It says, I just installed it last week. I'm going to call my customer this week to get his feedback. That's where I'd start. What is his feedback? It doesn't matter what I think about it. And I've seen Halo 5s before. I've never installed one, so I can't go into great detail on it. But what I would say is your customer happy? Have you got one at home? The water filtration systems we sell, I have one at my house. I've tried it. I can tell you what I like about it. I can tell you what I don't like about it. So what I would say is don't worry about my opinion because, like I said, I've seen them. I've never installed one. I've never had one installed. I've never done the numbers on it. I've never done a water quality test before and afterwards, anything at all like that. That's what I'd tell you is to check it out. Christian says, I'm in college and want to be a residential plumber, but I don't want to drop out. Okay, we talked about this one a while ago. In college, you could in college, you could major in construction management, business, any leadership courses, anything at all like that, that'll help you. There you go, Sean. Thank you so much. Yeah, and Thomas Smith is right. Mechanical engineering is always good. It'll help you out. There you go. You're right. Saltine Cracker says a Santee can be laid on his back for a vent only. I have seen that, and I don't remember where it was that I was told that was okay. What's the best way to deal with rusty water after replacing a water heater? Flush the heck out of it. GBJR says Halo 5 is a great unit. We install a ton of them. Also have one in my house. There you go. And see, that's what I love about having so many plumbers in here. It's great to be able to ask somebody else, look, I don't use that particular product, but what do you think about it? And man, I do. I love that. So that's pretty cool. All right. Vic says says in the UK they have magnetic central heating filters fitted on the return pipe to stop magnetite entering the boilers. Moose Twin says, love your videos on reacting to bad plumbing. Man, I hate to say it, but there's a lot of bad plumbing out there. And I don't really think it's plumbers doing it. I don't even always think it's handymen doing it. But I have seen some pictures from people that are like, hey, look, this is what my handyman did. And I'm looking at it and it's just like, oh my God, that blows my mind. I like this. Astrobe 4. I'm just a homeowner that's an engineer for my day job. Can't get enough of your channel. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. You know, the thing is, look, I have fun doing what I do, not just being a plumber, but being able to make the videos for it. It's actually really pretty cool. And it just jumped on me again. Which is good because I had super chats I didn't even see. All right. Saltine Cracker says UK got some fancy plumbing. I wish people here in the States were willing to pay for that kind of work. You know, and sometimes you can get them too. We actually went and looked at a job, and I wish I could have done it. It was a commercial builder who was building a residential home, and he was building one of the most high-end homes I've ever seen. He wanted to oversize everything. He didn't want problems. He wanted a full-size water loop all the way through the house. That way, when literally, and I mean, he wanted it down to where it's out, to where when you turned on water, you had hot water that second. He's, 'cause I told him, well, we could cut it and, run it overhead and drop it down. It'll take it just a second. He said, no, I don't want just a second. I want it to drop down, come over and loop back up. That way they have hot water right then immediately. So some people are willing to pay for it. And like I said, I wish I could have done that job. He found me on YouTube, wanted me to YouTube it and video it and shoot it and all that. And man, I really wanted to. I'm short plumbers, man. I need good plumbers. Sean Strong, I'm talking to you, brother. I need good plumbers. So I did not have the bandwidth to take it on at that time, but it was really bad because, man, I really did want that job. Thought it would have been a great one. And as y'all can hear in my voice, it's not doing great. So I don't know how long we're going to make it today, but I am trying. Guitar 1301 says we try to reroute water lines and leave the other lines dead in the floor. That way there'll never be a problem with a leak under the slab again. Heath Harrelson, good to have you in here. Sorry about that. Wrong channel. Let's go back over here. Wrong camera. Cool deal. David Spevacek says, haven't been here in a minute. Got out of the movie industry and I'm back in plumbing, which is exactly where I want to be. Good for you. Joe Schwab says, how did you get into plumbing and how did you start your apprenticeship in your first year? And this is really good because I got into plumbing because I was literally working as a manager in a restaurant, talking to my best friend growing up. His father and his 3 brothers were all plumbers, and he talked about how much they loved it. I ended up getting out of the restaurant business, getting out of school, called one of his brothers, went to work for them for a while and loved it. Knew that I wanted to get my diploma, so I did go back, graduated with my class, but man, it was great. And lots of people everywhere are moving back into plumbing just because it's essential. Jack Edwins, how are you doing? David is in Georgia. Good deal. Milwaukee for the win. You got to love it. Spaghetti Monster says, if I start my apprenticeship in Union, California, can I transfer my hours to Union in Texas? Absolutely. You just got to make sure that Texas has the work and they're looking for apprentices at the level that you'll be. That way you can move over. Mickey A says, hey, Roger, electrician from Sweden, loving your videos. Man, I appreciate that. Mr. Corey Weaver says, do you have a problem with stainless cinch rings? You know what, Corey, I don't. Stainless steel's built to last, and that's why I believe in it. Carter says, DeWalt. Chirino the Bamino says, rigid. Yeah, and that's it, man. You were going to get all kinds of different answers. Chance Aren't, a super chat there. Thank you very much. Here's a good one. Any tips for how to sell plumbing jobs? Man, there's always tips, but the most important thing you can do is bring the value. If you explain the value to people, why you charge what you charge, why you're not just the same cost as any other plumber, and when you explain the value to them and you let them understand that you're providing a better service. People can tell you all the time, well, plumbing's plumbing, it's all the same. Well, you know what? Cars are the same. If you're buying a car, does it really matter whether you buy a Fiat or a Lamborghini? I mean, cars are cars, right? They got an engine, they got 4 tires, they get you where you want to go. The value is what you're selling. You're not selling a car. You're not selling plumbing. You're selling the value. And if you will come in and take care of people, take care of their problems, and show them what life is going to be like in the future after that problem's gone, that's how you sell the value. Liam says, do you know if it's possible to move from the UK to the US to do a plumbing apprenticeship? Absolutely. Anybody over here can do a plumbing apprenticeship as long as you can pass background checks, drug tests, things like that. No problem at all. Anthony Gamer says, just tuning in. Good to have you here. And Lucas says, such a chill guy. I love him. I'm not sure which guy you're talking about, but if it's me, I appreciate it. Dion Potgeister says, anyone else scared of pull drains and pull lights? And Dion, I'll tell you this, most plumbers over here don't do pull work, meaning normally that's pull companies. We have the stuff to do leak detection in pools, and we check around the lights, we check around the drains, we check around all kinds of things. We normally don't repair all that, but if it's a shallow drain, like a skimmer, a jet, something, we can repair that. But normally lights, man, I ain't messing with lights. There's electricity involved. Guy just did a snake install. Man, I hope he cleans your stuff out good. Brian says, when do you choose a 10-inch versus a 12-inch rough end toilet? Man, it's really easy. And what you do is measure from the wall. Make sure I get the right camera here. Make sure you measure from the wall, not the baseboard, out to the center of the flange. If it's under 12 inches, you probably want to go a 10-inch rough because you're liable to have to fight the tank up against the wall. And man, that's all there is to it. It makes it easy. Boris says, happy Ramadan. Happy Ramadan to you, sir. I hope everything is wonderful. Architectural sheet metal is in the house. Good to have you. Hope things are well. Man, things are going wonderful. I cannot complain at all. Tyler C says, what's up, Roger? Love everything you do for the plumbing community. Please do a collab with Got to Learn. He's just as great as you are for us new guys. Man, he was in here a while ago. Not sure if he's still in here or not. We've been talking about it. Love to do one. Man, I'm like you. I think his channel's great. He's doing good things. I think it could be really good for both of us. What are your thoughts on working for Polk Mechanical as a plumber apprentice? Man, I would ask them, what's in it for you? Are they going to train you? Are they going to educate you? Are they going to help you learn and grow? Because to me, that's what it's all about. Mr. DeVoe, how we doing? There we go. Neil put it great. Man, give us the thumbs up if you like what we're doing. Jumping back over into the forum for just a minute. Guys, if you've got questions you want to guarantee get answered, jump over into the forum, leave them there. We are probably going to shut this thing down in about 30 minutes today. I'm having purity heck with my throat. Had a long week in San Antonio. I had a long weekend once I got home, and it's been raspy all day and getting worse. So I am going to try to shut it down early. I may have to go home, drink some bourbon to kind of, make it better. Do what I can. Okay, so Joe says, what are some ways to prevent wear and tear on your body as a plumber? And this is good, Joe, because it's not just as a plumber. Plumbers, electricians, HVAC techs, roofers, any residential service provider. Guys, we do need to take care of our bodies. We need to look at what can we do to put less wear and tear on us. And sometimes it's grabbing an apprentice to give you a hand doing things you can do. I literally used to just grab 50-gallon water heaters and pick them up, back up, move them, and set them on the ground. I don't do that anymore. Now I do everything that I can to get help. I want people to help me. I want people to, help make it easy where I'm not wearing and tearing my body. And I got to tell you, that was one of the coolest things about that Pfister video we did that came out last week. It is literally, cool thing about it is you pretty much install the entire thing from above the faucet. All you do from down, above the sink, all you do from under the sink is literally hook up the water lines and put the weight on there. I'm telling you, it was so cool. Anthony Gamer, is ABS better than PVC? Man, all I can tell you is here in Texas, we don't use much ABS. It's almost all PVC. So no problems with it here. Dion Potgeister says, so I made myself a nice container for silver solder rods to keep the flux fresh with an acrylic tube and 2 rubber caps. Good for you. I used to Literally, I would take a 1-inch piece of copper, solder a cap on one, and drill holes in it and put a belt hook. When when I learned to seal floss, it was literally doing sprinklers. And we're liable to make 300 or 400 joints a day. And all we did is cap it. We didn't draw anything in. We didn't do anything like that. Then when I got in med gas, all you do is draw it in. So now I draw it in and cap it. And I know I get a lot of people bust my tail about using too much seal floss, but you know what? Man, I don't have leaks. I've been doing it a long time. Chris Foster says, do plumbing companies in Texas run smoke tests on their top out vents prior to trim? Chris, most of the time, no. And I've only done that twice, and it was on big commercial jobs. But what I will tell you is that is a great way to find leaks in a wall. When you walk into people's houses and they tell you, hey, look, we got plumbing problems, we can smell sewage. When you go in, you can't find anything really visible. Do a smoke test. And I mean, man, you'll find it quick. One thing I want to remind everybody though, make sure you call the fire department and let them know you're running a smoke test in their city, because all of a sudden, if neighbors see smoke billowing out of the top of the house, or it goes back down the sewer because you forgot to put a test ball in. And I've seen this. I saw the city of Richardson doing a smoke test one day. And it was really funny because I pulled up at this house, wasn't going to be doing a smoke test. And literally, when I pulled up, I started looking and I saw smoke coming out of all the stacks. I looked down one of the side streets. They had a manhole they were pumping smoke into. It was crazy, but it was pretty cool. Says, what do you think about the code water meter? Not sure what the code water meter is, but if y'all have not done it yet, I know y'all can see it right here. This product here is Meter Dog. Check it out. We did a video about a month ago. It's remote leak detection. And man, I got to tell you, it's one of the coolest products there is. And I seriously, and this is so true. I think this product right there is going to change the way plumbers find leaks. It's going to be one that, I mean, literally, guys, you can go out and attach this to a meter, and in 2 days, you get a water report, and really quicker than 2 days, but I'd want to leave it on there at least that long. You can get a water report telling you how much water it's used, what time of day. Is it running continuously? Is it running sporadically, like every 5 minutes it kicks on? What is it doing? And I tell you, it is a great way to find if there's a leak on the water line. Sean says, we don't camera after every day. And at this company, I was with another one that had that policy. And it's one of the things I liked about them. Well, Sean, we do. So if you want to come to Texas, we will have a camera for you and get you ready to go. Mr. DeVoe says, just passed my business exam in Florida. Got my trade test next. Any words of encouragement is appreciated. Mr. DeVoe, here's the cool thing is, and I'm assuming you don't have to have a plumbing license. I'm assuming it's a trade exam and a business exam, which is very similar to what California does. I think that's great. I wish Texas would find a way to speed up the licensing process some. And that may mean teaching it in high school, teaching it in college. That way people can get a foundation before they get out and get a job with a company. And I really do think that would help a lot of people get their license quicker. And man, they're still going to learn because they're in a course with a syllabus. They've still got things to do. I think it could be really a great thing. Jump in here just a second. If y'all have not seen what I'm doing on TikTok, there it is. Check it out. It's really pretty cool. See what it says? The badges are cool. Yes, they are. See where it says, should hammer valves be added under every sink? And do hammer valves help shut off valves last longer? They are going to help the valve last longer because they're not going to put as much wear and tear on that washer. I don't know that I'd want them on every single sink, though. I've never put them on every sink, but I have. If I know that I've got a quick shut off where we're going to do a solenoid or something like that, automatic, where I know it can slam off and slam on, yeah, I'll definitely put them in there. Back over in the forum for a few minutes, guys. Crossing says, Are cheap toilets worth it, or should I spend more? I'm considering spending money for a new toilet. I mean, it just flushes waste down the drain, right? It does, but I will tell you this. There's some that flush and it's cleaner. There's some that flush and when I say cleaner, I mean, look, I'm a plumber. Y'all have heard me talk about fecal remnants. If there's poop stains around the inside of a toilet or it sticks to it all the time, look, your wife's not going to be happy. You're not going to be happy. A lot of people aren't going to be happy. Your guests aren't going to be happy. But at the end of the day, American Standard makes a really cool self-cleaning toilet. I think Kohler and Toto make two of the best bidet toilets I've ever seen. I really have been trying to get Kohler and Toto to send me the bidet toilet so I can install those and show them to y'all. I think they're phenomenal. Hunter says, how long should I wait to take my journeyman test? Hunter, it depends on where you're located. And I say that because here in Texas, you're supposed to take your tradesman after 4,000 hours, journeyman after 8, master exam after either another 1 year or 4 years, depending on if you went through a DOL training program. Man, you're going to have to check with the authority having jurisdiction in your area, but also you need to make sure you're ready for it. That is one of the biggest things. Still in the forum. Brian Anderson says, how does the meter dog actually detect water flow? The cool thing about it, and I was looking to see if I had one in here and I don't, it's got a sensor that literally it detects the magnet spinning. And every time that magnet moves, it detects on 3 planes, X, Y, and Z. So it knows about the movement. It knows how it moves. The cool thing about it, and here's what I'm going to tell y'all, this is better than any other product out there. This product does not have to have Wi-Fi. This product does not have to have electricity plugged in, and it's waterproof. So think about what we just went through in Texas. A month and a half ago, we literally had -2 degrees. We had water lines freezing. We had power out to some people for weeks. Meter Dog still works, meaning it has a cellular connection. So it's got its own cell phone number. It doesn't need Wi-Fi. It's got a battery that lasts anywhere from 1 to 5 years, depending on which one you get. And it's waterproof. So here in Texas, with the meters being out by the street, we don't have any problem with it. It really is a cool deal. Brian, I hope that answers your question. Guys, look, you can go to MeterDog and check it out. I'll tell you first, go to my video and watch the MeterDog video. You see how easy it is to install. And man, I think it is the neatest thing out there. The cool thing about it is that is something that I think insurance companies and homeowners are going to be wanting all across the United States from now on. If I get a notification that tells me, hey, your meter has not stopped spinning in 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and I know there's nobody there, I can literally push a button and shut off the water to my house. It's amazing. Scotty says, are flexible shark bite hoses okay for water heater connections, or do you prefer the soldered connections? Scotty, I don't like the shark bite connections for anything, whether it is a water heater or anything else. We've repaired too many shark bite fittings. And I mean, even during the freeze, I had people bringing me where shark bites had expanded and broken and caused problems, major problems. I just don't like them, but it's different for everybody. I do not like any of the shark bite connections. I think if it just pushes together and that's what you're selling, if you're a plumber and you're not selling a professional product. Jonathan Silva says, I work in Boston. Man, that's pretty cool because last week in San Antonio, I kid you not, I was with 4 different companies from Boston. Don't remember all their names. So one of them is oh man, like GNC Plumbing, something like that. Great people. Work in Boston, being a big city, my jobs are only big buildings. Is it common to be on one job your whole apprenticeship? If you're in commercial, yeah, it's very possible. You know, you hear me always talk about residential service, and we always talk about the free mini course. You know, if you're not sure what kind of plumber you want to be, you're going to be good at anything like that. You know, the thing is, being on one job, you're just probably learning how to build a commercial building. If you got out a year from now or after you get your license and try to come to work for somebody like me, it's going to be hard because you're going to be very limited on what you know. It's possible. And if you're in Boston, are you union? Are you part of Local 12? And I'm just asking because I think the world of Local 12. Great people up there. Daniel says, top pros and cons of tankless water heaters. You know, the pros is in the right situation, they're a good investment because you're going to get your ROI back fairly quickly. Part of the cons are if your house was not designed for it in the beginning, you may need to upsize your gas lines. You may need to completely redo your venting system. There's a lot of different things you may have to do. You're just going to have to get a plumber out there to look at it, and hopefully they're honest with you and tell you, and hopefully it all works out good. Tyler C says, if you're just starting out in service and repair, get a good set of channel locks, a good rigid pipe wrench, a good shower seat removal. Absolutely. Get a torch solder flux, practice until you're good. And isn't that the truth? Watch Roger and Got to Learn, seriously study for your codes and learn to do things the right way. And learning to do things the right way is the biggest thing you can ever learn. Don't take shortcuts. Man, I got to jump in here. I got a bunch of super chats in here I got to get to. Where'd they go? Don Putgoster says, doesn't read my super chats anymore. Oh, well. Yeah, man, I always try to read your super chats. Actually, I try to read everybody's. Did I miss one earlier? Yep. See, that's why I jump up. Says, hey, so I made myself a nice container. No, I already read that. I guess I had missed it earlier. Yeah, sorry about that. If I missed one, man, reach back in there and say, hey, Roger, go back and look. My moderators are supposed to be helping me, man. There you go. I can guarantee Roger does read super chats. Man, I try. Love that. Thank you so much. S. Hunt says, been watching you forever, man. Shout out Super Plumbing, SPR Plumbing. Man, where are you located? S. Hunt, good to have you in here. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. GBJR, thank you. I got the super chatters in here tonight. All right, back over in the forum. Juan says, Roger, if I want to learn to be a great plumber, do you recommend getting a job, going to trade school, or going to community college? You know, and it's really up to you. There's a lot of different opportunities. I will tell you this: we're trying to put together. Number one, if you haven't seen our free mini course, go check it out. It'll help you figure out what kind of plumber you want to be, and I think that's huge. And I've talked to Sean. I've talked to most people in here before. Did you know when you got into plumbing what kind of plumber you want to be? And most of them say no. I didn't. I just knew I was going to be a plumber. But once I got into it, then I started finding out, okay, I got into I got into commercial remodel. Then I got into residential new construction, then residential service and commercial service, and then commercial new construction. Then I got into industrial. So, I mean, literally, I've done a little bit of everything. Med gas, industrial. I mean, I've done all kinds of things. Cool thing about it is, man, I love all of it. But that's why I talk about what I do. That's why I did the mini course to let people know, look, there are different kinds of plumbing and just kind of show it to them, let them see it. So, and I hope that helps you out. We are looking at putting together a training course to help people learn the very basics of plumbing. We've already started it. You can find the link over where the mini course is. But we've probably got about 12 videos up. I think we're putting up about 30. We've got some that we're still working on, still trying to make things better and do the things that we can. Sean says, meter dog, rough. Absolutely. Man, I think I got all the super chats covered, and I'm just scrolling through to make sure. Don Potguster, Deanna, if I messed you up, man, I am sorry, brother. I think I have got them all covered. If I missed one, like I said, please put a note in there. Let me know. Man, if I did, I am sorry. And my voice is about to go. Do y'all hear it? Jimbo says, Roger, do you follow other YouTube channels? If so, what are your favorites? Julie and I actually have a channel where we teach people how to get out and network. And the name of the channel is How to Network. Another big one, and you'll laugh because I think we've got about 350 subscribers. We don't have any videos up yet, but we've started a new YouTube channel just recently called The Trade Talks. And let me see if I can find it here. Sorry, I normally don't do this, but all right, so I'll find it right there. Filter it right here because it's not easy to find. Okay, so I've got 312 subscribers over there. And what I'll tell you is it's really pretty cool because we're going to start talking to all kinds of people about all the different trades, not just plumbing. We literally want to talk to electricians, HVAC techs, roofers, landscapers, glazers, elevator technicians. And there's some really cool stuff out there. And the whole thing that we're wanting to do is be able to tell more people about it. Hey man, whoa. Dude, I got good mods. So I would say be careful, you'll be gone. Tyler says, you guys got to remember Roger's jumping through like 4 different media. So we got to cut the boss some slack. And I don't know what you're giving me a hard time for. If I did something wrong, man, I may have messed something up. But I promise you, it happens. Austin, did I make a mistake or miss something here? Okay. Yeah. Sean Strong says, don't go Glacier Bay or Mansfield. All right. Back in here. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I love gas tankless, worth it. Love the channel. Steven, look, man, I like them too. I think that there's great benefits to them. You've just got to make sure that the house is set up for it and ready for it. I think that's huge. GBJR says, we use Western brand toilets for clients on tight budgets. Never had a callback. We also offer Kohler and Toto. Let them decide with our guidance on the difference. And, if you give people options, it makes it better on them. They know their budget. We don't always know that. Anytime you can help them out, man, it's amazing. All right, scrolling down a little bit. We are going to probably cut loose here in about 10 minutes, guys, just so y'all know. It's getting harder and harder to talk, and I'm sure some of you'd rather me stop anyway. And today, I'm going to be ready. Question is, electric tankless water heater or gas? You know what? I've never really had any great luck with electric. I'm wanting to play with some to see, but yeah, not really excited with what I've seen so far. But it is what it is. I'm just trying to see. Okay, everything looks good there. And Duty says American Standards. American Standard makes a good product. I actually got to do video with them for a while. I did a lot of research. I really do like their product, so I know it can help. All right, I like this. Rory says, "What is some advice for a first-time foreman that you wish you'd had?" And any plumbers in here, I'd like you to leave your comments too. If there's anything in that you can think of, what kind of information would you have appreciated? And this is part of, and it's funny because I'm working on the outline for people that want to become better tradesmen. And part of it is becoming a foreman, becoming a superintendent, and even moving up and doing different things. But here's what I'll tell you is understand that you work with these people, not they work for you. And you want to lead them, you want to guide them, but you want to remember you work for them. If you can keep tools, materials, information, help, I mean, whatever they need, if you can keep stuff like that in front of them, they're going to do better work. And if you can keep all that in front of them, they're going to make you look better. And I'll tell you what, I used to work for an apprentice, work for a superintendent that I thought was phenomenal. And literally, it was when I was a superintendent on another project, our job slowed down. They were looking somewhere for me to go. I went over to his job. We were talking, and man, I'm just one of these people. I show up an hour early every day of work. And I had walked into his trailer. He was there. We sat and talked for about 10 or 15 minutes, just kind of visiting. And I said, okay, what do you want me to do? He says, you're going to go up on the roof. You're going to hook up these units. You're going to seal flush. You're going to do this. I said, okay, where's all my materials? He said, oh, I've already got it up there. I said, well, when'd you get it up there? He said, oh, I came in this morning. He said, I come in every morning, a couple hours early, get all the materials out together, ready, in place. I said, okay. I said, so you got my copper, you got my fittings, you got my flux. He said, Roger, I've even got a B tank up there for you. Really, all you need is your handbag with your tools and whatever torch rig you need. He said, and you're good to go. And man, I was just so impressed by that. That's what I would tell you as a foreman or superintendent. Anything you can do to get ahead of your people and keep them productive, it's going to help you out a lot. Mark Thompson says, howdy from Kentucky, 24 years in the trade, all with the same company. And you know what? Number one, don't get me wrong, because I respect the heck out of that. I think that is so cool. And I had somebody post something just here recently saying, look, never stay at the same company more than 5 or 6 years. You'll get stale and stagnant and you won't learn and grow. But man, I got to tell you, I love it when I see that somebody's been at a company for a long time. I think it's fantastic. Nightbot says, if you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to like and share it with a friend. Armando Garza says, Roger, I've been in the pipeline industry for 11 years now, but want to become a plumber next year. What can I do now to be ahead of the game once I make the transition? I'm not sure if he's still in here. Got to Learn was in here earlier. Watch Got to Learn. Watch me. Watch any plumbing channels that man, you can tell when you're getting value out of something. You can tell when you're not. And I think that's probably the biggest advice that I could give you. Jimbo says he loves his electric tankless water heater. The only bad side is the extra electric work that needs to be done. And I went and did a job for a lady, and she actually at first she wanted one. The problem is once I looked at her max GPM and what shower she had just installed, I told her, yeah, one isn't going to cut it. So we ended up installing two, but you're right. Man, we had to do new relays for electric service. And it was a hassle, but we made it all work. Jake Clark says, thanks for helping me grow my interest in trades now in the midst of applying to trade school to become an electrician, not plumbing. I know, but you're one of the few channels that actually makes trades exciting. And I love that. And Jake, look, I talk all the time about getting into the trades, not just plumbing. I think plumbing's the best because that's what I've learned. That's what I've done. It's what I've grown up doing. But man, what I tell you is the trades are short, people, not just plumbing. all the trades. So, man, congratulations for you. I think it's great. Sean Strong says, if you hadn't done it yet, go join the subreddit. There he is, Roger Wakefield posts. Tag Sean at Boom the Plumber in a funny picture, or even if it's a really good one. Pictures, videos, stuff like that. We have people post all kinds of cool stuff over there, and I love it. Vix is signing off. Roger, enjoyed the chat. Rest your voice, man. I'm going to get out of here in just a few minutes. This is really starting to be painful, but I'm trying. Man, Steve Blanco, very good. Foremen should study the drawings so they know the job and can answer questions. And it's not just the drawings, know the specs. You know, is brazing supposed to be done on 2-inch and larger, but your plumbers are doing 3-inch and larger because you may come in and have to end up cutting out a lot of pipe and redoing it. And I've seen it. Plumbing TP, you probably did. I don't know which one it was, but I'd be willing to bet yes. And Steve Blanco says, what's the working pressure in natural gas? You know, working pressure in a house is 2 ounces, 5 pounds, stuff like that. High pressure, you can bring it in. You can actually get a meter to increase it to that and then regulate it all through the house. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. And man, here's another one. Anthony Gamer 9000 says Drain Addict uses a good water jet. I'll tell you what, Drain Addict is another good channel. I love watching it. Man, he's got some good videos. I actually reached out to the products that they're using. You know, I would love to get a super amazing, awesome jetter and make videos like that. I think it's actually pretty cool. And I think that the product he uses is really good. Man, it's pretty neat. Guys, here's what I'm gonna tell you. I appreciate you being here. As you hear, it's getting harder and harder to talk. Seabart 1987, welcome back. What I want to tell y'all is I do appreciate you being here. It's getting rougher and rougher, so we're gonna go ahead and shut this thing down. What I want to say is, look, if you like the videos, give it a thumbs up. If you really like it, share it with a friend. And if you hadn't done it yet, please subscribe to the channel, but also leave me comments like in this chat right here. Leave comments and let me know, what is it you like best about our YouTube channel? What is it that we can do to make things better? So we've got Big Bear Plumbing in the house. Good to have you here. Steve Blanco, thank you. And Big Bear Plumbing, good to have you in here. You know, I have done glass pipe one time. It was out at Texas Instruments a long, long time ago, so I don't remember much about it. Anyway, guys, I just want to take a minute and say thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully next Monday's better. My voice is better, and we can do a little bit more. Anyway, thank you so much for being here, and thank y'all for all you do. I want to say thanks to the mods, not just the ones I have in-house, but also, man, Sean Strong, good to have you in here, brother. Neil, brother, I appreciate it. Appreciate everything you do. So, guys, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.